Good morning, everybody. It's another episode of Intellectually Honest, unedited, uncut. We're going to get right into it. Before we get started, y'all know the deal. Go ahead and hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I drop. And without further ado, we can go ahead and open up. So I saw the game the other night, and I got some takeaways from it. And I got to be real, man. Like I said, I only got like a few takeaways from the game, but the main talking point I wanted to get on was just what I see overall from the Bulls as a team. I don't like what I see, man. I'm starting to not like what I see. This is not what we were promised. It's starting to look like they sold us a false bill of goods. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So they lost the game. They lost the first game against the Sixers. They spun the block. They got the rematch with immediately, but this time in Chicago. So going into it, I'm thinking, all right, they're gonna be back to who they are. They're gonna establish that all right, it's not that big of a gap between us and the Sixers. But they did the opposite, and the way they did it is so alarming to me for things to come. Because I said in my last video, I think it was my last video, that the Bulls have trust issues. And those trust issues come to light. What is that? Those trust issues come to light whenever the game is tight. And whenever it's in that fourth quarter and it's a battle. If it's a blowout, they're fine. But whenever it's a battle in that fourth quarter, those trust issues come to light. That's when DeMar DeRozan stops passing. That's when Zach LaVine stops passing. And I gotta talk about Lonzo too, man. I'm seeing some things I don't really like from Lonzo. I'm seeing some things I don't really like from Billy Donovan. We're gonna get right into it. So yeah, they lost the game. If you look at the stats, Zach LaVine and DeRozan looked like they had good games. I think DeRozan had 25, Zach had 30-something. But they didn't really have good games. It's like they had those good, like, Carmelo Anthony, New York Knicks, Tracy McGrady, Orlando Magic type of games. It's like, yeah, they went off, but they did very little to help the team go off, if that makes sense. It did very little to affect winning. And if you know me and you know Lonzo, it's all about making the winning plays and helping affecting winning. And I just don't see a lot of that when it comes to the Bulls in the fourth quarter. It's like I said, DeRozan. I think DeRozan it's weird. It's hard to say. I think DeRozan sees that spot because these guys are only human. You like to think that everybody's there and everybody's just trying to look out and be the best for the team and such and yada yada yada. But these guys are human. DeRozan, he heard the talk. How when he left Toronto and then they ended up winning the next year with Kawhi, so now it's looking like he was the one holding them back. You don't think DeRozan is over there in the Chicago Bulls and he's seeing how the season is going and he sees how the record is looking and he's like, man, this is my team. Low key. You know what I'm saying? And Zach LaVine is like, wait, they didn't say this dude was going to be doing this. They said they was getting me some help. They ain't say they was getting, they ain't say they was getting somebody to take over. You know what I'm saying? So you could tell it's something there. And I know people in my comments going to say that I'm bugging. They're going to say you wild. And they're going to say that's cap. They're going to say cancel your YouTube, unsubscribe. Listen, I saw the games. And I got my takeaways. And this, I just don't like what I saw from them, what I'm seeing from them. Because even in the games that they win, I still see this kind of thing. Like, it's something just there between the three of them that's stopping them from really being what they need to be in order for this team to be what it needs to be. Lonzo, like, they're not running fast. They're not, you know what I mean? Like, excuse me. It's getting kind of. I've been up all night, but anyway, it's starting to look bad. Like what the one thing that we didn't like about Lonzo Ball last year when he was in the Pelicans was we felt like Brandon Ingram and Zion were kind of like intentionally or unintentionally, like the team as a whole kind of like just freezing Lonzo out. And it was always the question of how much is it the team and how much it is it Lonzo. Because Lonzo came out the gates firing in that game, the last game. And then it's like he completely went to sleep offensively in the second half. And it's like, dude, like, get the ball. It's weird, man. And it's starting to look like maybe Lonzo Ball. Like, I know that they're happy and everybody's saying they're happy, but I know body language. And Lonzo Ball looked frustrated. Even my girlfriend at the time, was here watching the game with me, and she said he looks frustrated. Now, she don't watch basketball like that. She started watching it when she met me. But even she can look at Zoe and say, oh, he looks frustrated. I said, yeah, that's because they change in the fourth quarter. Something is different in the fourth quarter. You cannot sit here and tell me I don't see what I see. And I don't like it. I don't know what it is about. I don't know whether, and like I said, you got to believe that part of it is Lonzo. He is. I don't want to say he's passive. I don't think he's passive. He's just he's so accommodating to his teammates. It's like, oh, you want to take the shot again? Go ahead. Oh, you want to take the shot again? Go ahead. Oh, I mean, you missed the last again. Okay, go ahead, DeRozan, take it. He's not gonna say, nah, give me that. Let me set something up. He's not gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem. That is a problem. Lonzo Ball is, let's make one thing clear. Perfectly clear. Lonzo Ball is the smartest player IQ-wise, basketball IQ-wise, on that roster. Lonzo Ball, I don't know if his dad needs to be on the coaching staff. I don't know, like, it's almost like he's so afraid to step on somebody's toes. Like, I really think that his early years in the league damaged him. Like, because, like I said, if we go back to his summer league days, that run that they went on, he was having fun. Like, yeah, he started out kind of slow, but it's like he was still getting to do his thing. Luke Walton wasn't coaching summer league, so he was still, the rotations was all right. He was having fun, throwing full court passes, winning. Kyle Kuzma was getting off. Like, he was having fun. He was being himself. And then when the regular season started, it's like everybody had agendas against him. Luke Walton clearly had an agenda, clearly couldn't get out of his feels. And you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Anytime your head coach sit up in the press conference, yeah, his dad was talking ish. So I took him out the game. I'm joking, obviously. Are you though? Because in the words of one of the foremost modern American poets, Jermaine Cole, all good jokes contain true-ish. You really think Luke Walton wasn't feeling the way that LeVar called him out on not being a good coach? And that whole situation damaged Lonzo. Like, every time he couldn't have fun. Like, he couldn't make a mistake. He couldn't open up and really be himself, because every time he made a mistake, he was getting benched. So then you get traded because they bring in LeBron James to do your job. And now you go over to the Pelicans, and that situation is a mess, because we all know it's a mess. Like, look at it now. Like, that situation is a mess. Like, these early situations, you get Lonzo Ball on your team and you draft Kyra Lewis because you think Kyra Lewis can be what the heck? Like, I hope we all now can look and see that Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Kyra Lewis aren't as good as Lonzo, because I remember last year when Lonzo missed that time, Kyra Lewis had one good game. Not Kyle Lewis. Nickeil Alexander had one good game, and everybody like, oh, it's time to throw Zoe away. Zoe's expendable. Zoe's this. He didn't have one good game. Nickeil Alexander Walker is not that guy. Kyra Lewis is not that guy. Brandon Ingram and Zion are frustrated with the team, and that whole situation did nothing to build Lonzo's confidence in taking over games. He doesn't know what that feels like at the NBA level to say, all right, give me the rock. Like, y'all done had like 20, 30 shots, and we still down by 10. Give me the rock. I'm going to start setting some stuff up. He doesn't know what it's like to be that at the NBA level, because historically, every time he's done it at NBA level, he's been benched, or he's been whatever. So I don't like what I'm seeing from the Bulls. I feel like Zach LaVine and DeRozan, instead of having whatever they got going on between each other, I feel like they should be trying to lift up Zoe and give him the confidence to run the show, because they're going to need it in the playoffs. And I don't see that happening. I see a lot of ego. I see a lot of bad decisions down the stretch, just forced shots that don't have to be forced. Like, the whole point, like, if you listen to what Magic Johnson said on First Take that time, one of the reasons why he said Lonzo Ball would be good on the Knicks was because they could use him, because the biggest problem with the Knicks last year is that they didn't get easy buckets. Lonzo Ball is the kind of player that'll create easy opportunities for you, but you have to give him the ball. You have to give him the ball, give him the confidence and the reassurance that that's what you want, that you want him to make those calls and those plays and ride with it. But I don't see it, and I'm disappointed in that. I don't see that, because they campaigned so hard. Not DeRozan, but Zach campaigned so hard to get Zoe. The Bulls wanted Zoe like for years. And you get him and you do this. Like somebody has to step up and say, hey, whether it's Billy Donovan, whether it's Rosen, whether it's Ball, and it really should be Ball. I would really love for it to be Ball to step up, but since we know that's not going to happen, somebody needs to step up and say, hey, this is not why we got together. This is not why we're here. You know what I'm saying? And get this thing back on the right track before it's too late. I'm telling you, this thing can implode. Egos can kill a team, no matter how talented. And Vooch, I don't even know what I know people are saying Vooch is one of the big three. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I don't think Vooch is one of the big three. Like not so far. He's not. I don't see it. He gets done up by every time we play a dominant center. He gets done up, and that's gonna be a problem, because Giannis is in the East. Joel Embiid is in the East. You know what I'm saying? KD's 7 feet tall, so he might as well be a big man. Like, so if you there and you're a 7-footer and you can't do anything to nullify or cancel out the production that these guys are gonna give, what are we doing? You ain't stopping nothing defensively, so what are we doing? Like, he ain't hitting threes. What are we doing? Vooch is not one of the big three, man. And it's like I said, these are just things that I'm noticing about the team so far. And I don't like it. I do not like it. I can't make excuses for Zoe being too passive or whatever we want to call him. I can't make excuses for that. Because Zoe, he's not a kid. I mean, he is, but he's not. Like, he's been in the league. This is his 5th year in the league. Yeah, 4th year? 5th year. This is his 5th year in the league. And like at what point does he take his career into his own hands and say, listen, this that y'all are doing is not working, not against the top tier teams. You know what I'm saying? Now it's starting every loss they have, like these 2 back-to-back losses, and then the loss against the Knicks, kind of what it does is it gives merit to that whole argument that that they just been beating up on dumb teams, on bad teams, And that's what I didn't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. I do think those wins are valid, and I do think that they can play at the level of the top tier teams in the East. I do think this team is for real, but they gotta get it understood that Zoe is the facilitator, and they gotta stop, because Billy Donovan got to get this thing under control. I hope he doesn't just like write it off as just whatever, I hope that they talk about this. I hope Zoe voices his opinion, his frustrations in the meetings, because like you cannot tell me he wasn't frustrated. He clearly was, and you clearly know why. So they play tonight. We'll see how they look tonight, and I say, I'm gonna have my takeaways again, because that's what I do here, Intellectually Honest. So that's about it, man. Like I said, go ahead, hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell. Get active in the comments. You know me, I'm active in the comments. We'll talk about it further, and yeah, that's about it, man. How